stop recording.
Okay.
So
It's
Hey,
gonna
I've been
record now.
working like that for 3 years.
you just hover over there, stop recording.
Okay,
My sister even says that when I went down to visit.
Yeah, you hit stop recording and then you hit leave
okay.
and then we can get it posted later.
June 25th, right? John? The last meeting?
Okay.
Think so? Right. Good. You can write the date. Cause I forgot it again. Oh, was it June 25th? Look, I printed this sucker.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's like great.
I was trying to jumpstart, Keith Walker's 40/20 back there in the field behind Joe St. John, right there along our border fencing. Been chopping film silo and shut it on that wouldn't start. And I was using a Flutes 190. And the battery's right there on the left side of the platform. And I pulled up like this and close to get the cable to reach. And he was having trouble getting down. I reached across to hit the throttle. I was looking up and that dang battery exploded right under me. That's the only time I ever seen a battery explode. I thought, well, that jacket I'm wearing is probably toast. And you know, it didn't have a single hole come in it. My battery acid.
If you, you decide to go to Michigan, don't flee from the state police. See the new, they don't have stop sticks anymore. They have a rope that shoots out of the front
Like a,
and it hits the wheel.
Oh, yeah.
And it's when it rips the whole damn rear axle off. Oh, damn.
The 27th, what that's meaning?
25th.
I finally got account balances as of December
They
31st.
just did their first one. They sent a picture of it. I went, oh, God.
Did you see how much we got
now this,
On
on December 31st, 2000?
the fire department?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
now does that rope just like throw a net at it?
Yeah, it's like a net
It's not attached to the police car.
and yeah, it is to the front like a push bumper. It's like a module that sits into the push bumper.
Yeah.
He fires that sucker towards the wheel, it wraps up, rips the whole damn axle up.
That could cause a hell of a wreck.
That's what, gonna stop quick unless it's front wheel drive.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking of the idea that, you know, it's kind of like when they do one of them,
Stop stick.
the pit maneuver. Cause the wreck and that'd be,
We never did them when I was on and I could see why. Because you can pit somebody and that sucker can roll over and hit someone else.
well, there
So
was one where a cop pitted somebody, I seen a video. And it rolled and the cop run up on it and it throwed his car
Yeah.
way up in the air.
he was like treetop high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he went way up. I bet. Okay. Ooh,
By John.
yeah, that's,
Hey, Don. Hey, there's your minutes. I had to write the date in because I didn't remember. I didn't trust my notes.
try stop sticks on, somebody's got a car's got them wheels on it. What's this?
There's a copy of everything. We'll go over.
I mean, they got cars with wheels.
I don't know, but just could you imagine? Is this this is a whole bunch of cops.
Oh, let's pick up something here.
Somewhere.
Oh,
No,
no, okay.
no. Yours is in front of you. Your guy's staple is one page.
John, there's an
You
odd,
don't have.
there's an odd page in here.
Part of it.
What do I have?
It's different, and it's only one copy.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got everything you need.
Well, these are all the same, ain't they?
No,
Oh,
They just looked the thing.
they just look.
I was looking at the dates. July and December.
Passed out 1, 2, 3. I brought 4.
You can look at mine.
You can have mine.
Yeah.
They're
Why?
out here, look for 'em.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
I'll read it later. Here you go, Don. You just picked it up.
You can have that one.
I know, he took. This is the staple together.
Yeah,
It's,
should be 4.
yeah, I have mine.
Yeah. Don just picked his up. Going by. Oh, you took it from me?
Oh, there,
That's not bad.
that was my fault.
Yeah.
I got too many papers.
Yeah, you do.
I got some in there, my,
You okay?
they're all anything.
What in the world?
Uh-huh,
These are all look like the same form with just different numbers.
They are.
exactly.
Fine, but
I got three. Do that.
I got 7 o'clock on the dot.
Bingo.
we are live cast.
Live cast?
Yep.
We're live cast.
Okay.
We can have a lighter.
Leaving?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just here to start the broadcast.
Mr. President, we're ready when you are.
All right. That prayer, then we'll get the meeting started. Father in heaven, thank you so much for the day that you're giving us, and thank you for these men that gather around this table to conduct the business of the township. Help us to look towards you for answers to the city. Most of all, I thank you for your son, Jesus, my great. Amen. And I call the meeting of Green Township Advisory Board to order. This meeting. And everybody's got the minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Will we do that? Would you do that?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Is everybody looked over the minutes? Does anybody have any questions?
How could you turn it to right?
Yeah. First time.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from June 25th, 2025. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Just give it to me when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. We'll turn it over to John for his presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight for the budget presentation meeting of the Green Township unit. This date, Thursday, August 25th, at 7 p.m., Marksville, Indiana, 4295 Egbert Road. Budget notices are available at www.budgetnotices.in.gov or by calling 888-739-9826. Notice the meeting was posted on the building approximately 2 weeks ago. The process this year has been complicated. We've had two major changes. We've discussed this amongst the board before, House Bill 1, or something, and Senate Bill 1. And we've discussed things and so forth at our meetings leading up to this, and I have prepared a budget proposal based upon people's input from that. I don't have a copy for everybody, but I've got a couple copies. This is the budget notice. If you guys didn't print it off and look at it,
I got it.
you got it. Bart, you need it.
Oh.
From last year to this year, our budget increase is only about $10,000. 4.14% in the fire and EMS fund. And it's misleading in general in the township because they are both on the same rate. And we put money in the township assistance last year. So that took money away from the general fund rate to support that. And this year I did not propose doing that. So the 78.88% increase is actually correct. But the 100% decrease in the township assistance goes into that. And in reality, the general fund increase is only 4%. Dollar wise, that's like $964 of an increase. And for the fire fund was $8,541. If you will look up a couple lines, it gives you some numbers, the maximum estimated civil of 25,000, maximum estimated fire levy 222,068. The important number below it is the property tax cap credit. That is the projected amount of money that will be taken away from the general fund and the fire fund for 2026 for the top property tax credits that are already kicking in. So even though we have an estimated budget for higher levies, they will be offset and decreased due to the property tax cap credit estimate. The state cannot give us any accurate numbers or like beyond this because the county has yet to do their AD values and submit them. So that's the best that can be done there. And that is standard of how they do the budgets. Does anyone have any questions about the advertising portion of the budget?
So what's the next line down below, fund name and the budget estimate, is that what's going to be estimate coming in, or is that how much?
The budget estimate is what is included in Form 1
Yeah,
for next year's budget
yeah,
that I have presented for consideration for approval.
yeah.
I think there's here and it's not, I'm not sure what the estimate, you ain't got that budget for one. So, but those were the budget estimates come from is, from the Form 1 budget. The maximum estimated funds to be raised is from the property taxes, excess levy appeals. You don't qualify for any, and they are being taken away as of the end of this year. Correct, Dale?
Yes.
So down the road, we can't come back and say, oh, we're not getting enough money now. Since we're losing all of our capital improvement funds from the county, that won't be an option for us. It gives the current tax levy and the percentages we've already discussed. Anyone have any questions?
So I guess,
We don't vote tonight.
we're getting ready to go through form 1 now.
I will go through Form 1 now. Let's go to the last page. And we'll start with Key. We'll start easy and work our way up. Capital outlays, machinery, and vehicles and equipment. I budgeted $262,500 towards the fire truck.
300.
Yeah, 300, pardon me, 360,500.
That's towards the, what do you call that thing? Mini pumper?
That is towards the fire apparatus that has been discussed.
Okay.
Okay, now what I want you to do is go to your budget estimate forms and get your form of cumulative fund. These are the pages that are hard to read.
Well, I'm just,
They're not giving any of them to you.
oh, no, we ain't got that. You ain't give everything then.
Is this one? Well, let's get that one. Is it on the table?
Yeah. they're-
Okay, I'll get it.
Let me see here. I may not just, not give it out.
This red one.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, there's some on the table. I'll grab it.
I must have laid that over there.
You want one, Billy?
Yeah.
No, I need one too. Or I need one because I need it online.
Is that the one?
There's five.
I only got four.
There. You need one?
Yeah, thanks.
Let me get you a cold drink.
So you're gonna have one, you're gonna have a sheet for every,
There is this, we have them.
is there one over for everyone too?
There's one for everyone over there too.
I don't want to have, and more later then.
Yeah, we'll have to have more as we go. I thought I had them laid out here. I probably do. just Didn't grab the right stack.
We want to go where?
Cumulative fund,
You want to
Oh,
go
up top.
up the top.
Okay, June 30th cash.
Yeah, it gives our cash balance. It tells us how much we're gonna collect in, rest of this year. It shows how much we have, which on, line 5 is the amount of money we have available to spend the remainder of this year. That number does not factor into next year's budget.
It's gone.
No,
Okay,
only if we spend it is it gone,
okay,
but it's not factored in next year's budget because it could be gone.
okay.
That's it could be. Give the cash balance. What will be ending at the end of line 9. It tells you what the levy for next year is, which coincides with the publication page on line 11. Line 12. The $4,798 on line 12 is the estimated amount of money we will lose from that $94,775 for the capital tax impact. Okay? Miscellaneous income is license, excise tax, and so forth. So next year, revenue is predicted at $95,775, or $95,775. Which is not an increase of the last year, reduction. The budget estimate on line 15, which is what I've told you on Form 1. $362,500.
Yeah.
If the budget's approved of that, there would be $979. That's unappropriated next year. Total back.
Okay.
And even with that $362,500 being budgeted, something happens and we don't do the purchase. It doesn't go away, it's just. it'll roll. The team fund is a restricted fund. It is not obligated, it is not subject to House bill and the county highway fund reduction.
So the Cume fund and the general fund are not,
The team fund and the fire fund.
fire, okay,
Yes. Team fund, fire fund, and the township, the,
not, yeah, not.
those are not affected. And we have talked about the fire truck. And they run from $400,000 to $600,000.
Yeah.
But the fire department never got back and said, hey, we like this.
Okay.
And that'll be something for you guys to consider when that's done. My recommendation there is to do an HGAC bid, or HGAC purchase, like we've done with the other truck. You don't have to go to bid, public bid, and spend all that money for advertising and everything. And you're not gonna really save any money. That's why they did have, that's why they have the national HGAC bid process or purchase process. Does anyone have a question with the? With my. I always remember for the. Part that you know. But if you've done it in a few years, you get the swing of it. I know anybody in the audience, if you've got a question to have. You've got to study both of it. If we're good with the cumulative fund, we'll go to the township fire and EMS.
Is that on the page down, front?
No, it's just above the cumulative fund on the second page.
Yeah,
I'm doing the easy ones first.
there wasn't one, only they're not asking a sheet for it. There.
Okay.
Township, I got Randy Decon here, township assistant.
Were we talking about Form 1 again? Or total separate?
On 4B.
Uh,
That says 4B on this one.
Anybody need fire?
Anybody else, we'll need them later on. Right here. They don't want to talk about
Make sure everybody's got township fire and EMS. Again, these pages all read the same, they just got different numbers. What I did with the township fire and EMS fund was I only put $40,000 into the budget. For that fund. Because with Senate Bill 1 and the House bill, we need to do something and use the money that we put into the general fund to avoid that going to the highway, having to give part of that money up to the highway fund. So I budgeted ample money in the general fund to pay the fire contract. But I'll have a residual amount in township fire and EMS budget, so it was there. Line 18, again at the bottom, that is the estimated money left in the next year if we spent that $40,000. The other thing, and I'll bring this in now, so we step into it with another fund. Line 18 is the amount that will be used to calculate the capital improvement fund,
The 474 or the 303?
the 474, line 18.
Okay.
The second amount over there
Yeah.
is because nothing's been adopted.
All right.
If the budget's adopted as proposed, it will match the 474.83. Anything on that second column is because it's not an adopted budget yet.
All right.
So let's do the township assistant next. And it's the top of the last page, the bottom of the front page. And I flip to the front page. I did change the numbers some on it. I will give a quick reconcile of that. I decreased the other personal services $1,000. Record book and supplies stayed at 0. Go back to the last page. Service and charges stayed at 0. Mortgage payments stayed 3,000. Housing and rent stayed at 3,000. Heat and electricity stayed at 3,000. Food stayed at 1,000. Clothing stayed at 1,000. Household supplies, they increased $500. Transportation stayed the same at 500. Healthcare stayed the same at 2,000. Funerals and burials was increased to 2,000, which was a $500 increase. Other direct relief, which is miscellaneous items, stayed at 2,500. So the township assistance went up $20,000 each. Last year was 19.5. If you look at your Form 4B, if we spend all the township assistance this year, we'll spend our budget next year, we have $46 left this year. That's what that proposal is. I've had, I get calls, but the number of calls is not equivalent out to the number of people that apply by any means. Are we ready to get complicated now?
We need the general township one.
Let's do the rainy day first, because it is one of the forms or one of the funds, because it's affected by the campus, highway fund,
Bring-
House bill. Rainy day last year was 30,000, or rainy day for this year was 30,500. We had 90,000 in the fund. So for next year, I took monies away, from everywhere, when I left services and charges for $5,000 in. And I put for fire apparatus at 54,500. That way that money's available for an apparatus purchase if we choose.
With the line item you talked about, yeah, you said 54, it should be 59, right?
59,500 is the total,
Oh,
54,500 is fire apparatus.
oh, it must be on this, oh, yeah, right here it is,
Yeah,
on this sheet.
Oh, okay.
I took money away from fire apparatus and service charges stayed, fire truck repair I took out. The other thing in the rainy day fund is if we end up with something where we have to do a truck repair or something, you guys can do a resolution to move the money from the fire apparatus to the fire truck repair.
And we're gonna go to dinner fund next.
Now, we're gonna go to the Form 1 for the rainy day fund.
We already been to,
No, not on Form 1. Form 4B,
on there.
this page here.
Oh, we're going back to.
Yeah, we'll go back to it. If you will look down at line 18, you see that it's 0.
Mhm.
That is how much money we will have that goes into our capital improvement plan that we have planned for. That would be subject to the 30% county highway fund. So there is nothing with this proposal from the rainy day fund that would go towards the capital improvement fund. Now we'll do the one that's a little more hard. It's the general fund. Our June 30th cash balance in the general fund was $810,000. This is the fund that is most heavily impacted by the House bill and by Senate Bill 1. In 2028, we will have lost $200,000 of our local income tax money. That's our income into our income item. Any balance left over into this 2026 budget in line 18. It's also subject to the capital improvement plan and or the House bill for the 30% for the roadway fund. So this budget has been the one that's been most difficult to try to plan out. And I've got one. Not perfect. It works. I spoke to Don some on the phone. And it's something that was stressed heavily with the people that helped the township this year is not to budget dollar for dollar for what you anticipate to spend. That the budget should be done with a 10 to 20% cushion. If you go more than 20%, the state can go back and reduce. They can at any amount, but they're more likely that they're gonna look and say, well, you need to spend this, we can just throw all this money over here. The guideline is to stay within what had previously been what you spend, because they can look at what we spend, all uploaded to this, within a 10 to 20% margin. And I've done that with everything except for contracting and fire equipment in the general fund. But we'll get to that. So this is the dollar amount I told the fire department that we tried to negotiate to see if we could roll into a contract for a 2-year contract, so we could obligate money from the general fund to the contract in 2027. I must send everybody a copy of what their request was based on that, and it's just non-fundable. So I just disregarded it and went with what the numbers were and worked this budget that way. The original request was an increase from the 395,000 this year to 435,000 next year. And I budgeted appropriately with money to cover that and everything else. But I will go down through the budget and tell you what was added, what was decreased. Because there was a couple that I did decrease.
Going to Form 1 now.
We'll go back to Form 1. Okay. Wages and salaries of the deputy clerk remain the same. Salary of the township board is at 12,000. That is the appropriated amount proposed. That is not what the salary actually are. Right. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
Salary of the trustee was for this year the exact amount we spent. That's why I increased it to 20,000. So there was some cushion there. There's 2,000 a line item for retirement, and there's never been any discussion on that, but I left it there. Social Security and taxes, I increased $1,000. We ran about 4,000 one year, been budgeting 5. With the tax changes and stuff, I should be sure to have cushion there. That 500 for checks, which I will probably have to buy from this year. Definitely will next year. Computer was increased from $1,200 to $1,400. For you guys, do me a favor. Look at the top and see what year you're forward.
26.
What's this?
Yeah.
Don, let me get you here.
Here's one.
Yeah. No, it's right here, the one. Yeah, there's the one you're supposed to be on. Sorry. That's 25. That way, if anybody had any questions, I got a copy of 25. Y'all familiar with it? So, like I said, salary of trustee was increased 1,500 in that line items for that budget. So security was 1,000, 200 for the computer. Line item. If I will buy a new computer this year, and it will go to whoever is the trustee in 2027. The one I have currently is 4 years old. And that's getting old. Office supplies, I increased from $1,000 to $1,500. That way we can accommodate some of this possible expenses for the, videos and stuff that we use. I reduced the printing from $500 to $0. That's a deduction. We haven't spent anything on printing. We print everything in house so far, so we need it. Record books, I think we don't do that anymore, did you? Printer stayed the same. Attorney increased from 6,000 to 8,000. Sales 3 to 6,000 for 2026. But the additional money there, if we have anything that we have to pay additional, we work on it with the cemetery. Which we don't have anything cooked right now, but we've been trying. Finance software will increase from $1,800 to $2,000. It's been going up a couple hundred a year. Fire contract is a $300,000 raise. It was 165 for the amount this year. That 165 for this year will be spent completely. I increased it, to spend and pay the fire contract fully out of the general fund for next year. And a little bit pushing to it. And that helps us when we get down the line at 18 up there for. For professional services, I increased from 3,500 to 5,000. 3,500 is barely going to cover a paycheck. And the paychecks do all the taxes coming to. And I think it goes up $50 or $75 a month each year. Something aggravates me, but it's very nice to be able to go digitally and pull anything up from the state. Where if we went local with somebody, we don't have that option, don't have that ability. It took me about 2 hours versus 10 hours to do the audit with the insurance company. Because I was able to go and pull up all the tax forms with really digitally. Computer software at $500 remained the same. That pays for the antivirus software, Microsoft that we use tonight. For hosting the meetings, $12 a month. Other expenses like that. I increased transportation from $500 to $1,000. We purchased some apparatus, we're going to have travel expenses. We did really well the last time on travel expenses. Can't guarantee it'll be good happen this way, that this year. And they increased the travel expense from $500 to $1,000. The next item is printing and advertising. I reduced $500 because we're not doing any printing. We are going to have to do some advertising now though, and I found that out afterwards. So it'll just come out of the professional services. The official bond I left the same as it was. Other insurance I left the same. Office rent $6,000, which pays for the office rent. Pays on my phone use, John's phone use, and internet use. We got another for $2,000, which I raised $1,000, which I can take expenses out of there. As needed for stuff that we generally don't know what we want to do. I raised the cemetery amount from 18,000 to 25,000. We're gonna work on some things. Well, we've got the money to do it. The last two lines are new. I put $250,000 in the general fund in the budget. It's available for a new fire truck. Because 365 is not going to be enough. And if you're going to buy a pickup truck too, that's another $50,000-$60,000. And with the team fund being committed towards the fire truck purchase, I put $50,000 in for fire equipment out of the general fund because there wasn't any money available in the human fund, and if we allocated out of the general fund, which we're being allowed to, if we weren't before, doesn't mean we have to spend it, but it's budgeted so that it's available. Any questions on what I read?
I have a question. You added, the 465, the fire contractor wasn't there before, correct?
No, it was that before.
And there was one that wasn't there before that you mentioned. I was wondering if that would ding you on your increase on that, like you said, that we reduce you.
No, what they would question, and they would question it before they removed it, would be the increase for the fire contract. But they're seeing that with multiple budgets across this year. That's, yeah, that big increase there, they're seeing across multiple units doing that because of the changes. And the same with fire equipment coming out of the fund now. That's a recommendation is if you need to buy something and buy fire equipment and you've got general fund money for it, budget for it. If there's not questions there, we'll go to the budget estimate financial.
There's another page two.
Nothing on page 2 for the general. The bottom of page 1 is the first essential assistance.
Okay.
Okay,
What are you doing?
this page is.
You know,
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
We're on the Form 4B, right?
Form 4B in the general, the estimate, budget estimate, financial statement, proposed tax rate. Again, we had $810,000 in that fund, and that is our fund that will, you know, it's just like the rainy day fund, that is a fund that is not, can't take the word for it. Like, it's not like the fire fund and stuff, it's not a protected fund. With open to the give up money in the highway fund. Number 1 is our cash balance as of June 30th. I want you to go down here and look at line 14. Line 11 is a negative number, but it doesn't show it. That is the property tax impact. 11 is the general fund levy. 12 is miscellaneous income. $200,000 that is the lowest money that we're going to lose in 2018. The county made, and they're going to adopt a change to the low money, and the amount of low money we receive in 2027 will go down.
2028, I think. You said 2018.
2028.
That's that.
Their plan. But we're going to lose, based on this year's budget, that amount in the local income tax money, $200,000. Well, that miscellaneous is going to go down to $200,000. In 15, in 2 years, we go some. So total year revenues for 2026 is $239,396. Keep this in mind. These property tax cap impact from keep even the way it's being increased for that we're doing when we're growth book. Which our growth book allowed us. But back to a $964 increase this year. The property tax cap amount of $1,290, which means that we're getting less money than we did in 25. But for 26, we did in 25 by a little bit. But that total year revenue in 2028 is going to be $40,000, about $240,000. But anything, there are things that we've done in the general fund, that we've allowed, budgeted for and allocated money. Line 18 is the amount that goes into the capital improvement.
Now, when's that going to affect the county, come in and take that money?
The end of this year, it happens.
So,
Okay, that is the meeting that is scheduled for the 18th of September.
so we're going to have, at end of this year, we're going to have up to 800 something, you can't come up with that.
They can come over, they can come after, if you approve the budget as percent, they can come after their share of that.
No, they can't come up for 800,000,
Right, because we've got it budgeted, which protects,
okay?
but they can come after their share of $160,000.
Anything remainder.
Right, which is $48,000.
Yeah.
Yes, so $48,000 with the change,
So basically 30%.
30% of that number. So if you guys decide you want to cut and say, oh, we can do this fire truck cheaper, we can do it for only 150 out of the general fund. If you adopt the budget and decrease that amount, that increases line 18 by 100,000. So it would be 268. Or 260,000, which means they would be taking, instead of 48,000, maybe taking 78,000.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I can go into the capital improvement a little bit. I've got a plan that we can make the capital improvement plan report, and we will be giving money to the county highway. But keep in mind, anything that you cut in this year's budget goes towards that capital improvement. I don't tell a lot of cushion.
We can't cut anything.
Yes, you can.
I thought we could only move funds.
But we can cut, we can reduce it line item.
Yeah, but you have to move it somewhere else.
If you wanted to move money from one to another, you can do that.
Right,
You can decrease the line item.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
But we can't decrease the overall proposed budget by you.
Yes, you can.
Okay. You can't.
You can't. You can't increase it. You
I
cannot
didn't think we
increase
could, I didn't think we could decrease it either.
it. You can decrease it. But remember, if you decrease things, it was going to go, especially with the general fund, in the rainy days, it is going to go into the capital improvement. Formula. And my goal is I want to keep the fire department fund near where it's funded through 2029. It's going to be some work to do that. In 2030, and funding it's about $200,000 increase is probably going to be a problem. Beyond 2030, I don't see any way past that. The only option we have when it comes to that whole time is we either have to have somebody willing to form a fire territory with Green Township,
Right.
or there has to be a fire territory that we join that is willing to let us join their territory. That is only two options that are there.
Is that done by the trustee?
Township board.
Gonna have to go back and volunteers.
So, I looked at, because it is published in Gateway today, I looked at Morgantown's territory and their tax rates and stuff. And it should actually be down 5 cents.
Who's that?
Jackson Township. They came in at 31 cents.
And what was, Morgan County?
That's Morgantown actually didn't get taxed for the old, what they're paying the fire department. They came out of their general fund budget, out of the local fund. Towns and cities do not actually have a line item for fire protection, correct, Dan?
Yeah, public safety.
And it comes out of the general, their general budget. They're a little different. They're going to get a little bit, decrease next year, maybe a couple of 5 cents. And they went from 5 cents to 31.
On tax,
Tax.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's 31 cents on every
$100.
$100 set.
Yes. The problem with doing the fire territory is you don't get this step rate up. You get one time to do it, that's it. So you have to project yourself down the road where you want to be, and that's where you gotta come in.
Can you pull out, that's a territory of the township?
You can after 3 years. Takes a year to pull out. And there's a formula that you will recalculate your township rate for.
Because you pulled out of it.
Because you can, pull out of it. So, but they have taken away at the end of this year, excess levy appeal. We don't currently fall for that, but it's not really there for 29 or 2030 when we get this point.
So we'll have to make big decisions then.
Well, it's a big decision, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, but it's gonna be,
then we're up to that and we'll figure out what we can get.
it's gonna be a big decision thing. And I do not wish, and it's not my place to go out and break the township and hand this over to voters. I am going for trustee 2027 for 2028, 29, 31, or whatever.
26.
Run in 27 for 28. That's 26. Run in 26 for 27.
There you go. I was like, I might get one on it.
So from the county, who approves that they want to take our 30% out of our general fund?
It is not a matter of who it is. It will happen.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the other thing is, and I'll talk about the capital improvement plan just a little bit. The meeting we will have on 18th of September is to, I'll have a proposal. We can play with numbers or whatever, but there will be a resolution done and will adopt. If a township fails to adopt a capital improvement plan, and submit it to the state and have it checked off that it is. But they're telling us to get it in days ahead of time because they don't want anybody to miss it. You will not collect the next year. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so it is. It's a do or die thing. And, the capital improvement plan depends on the outcome of the budget, because every line item 18 for the general fund and the rainy day fund is what goes into the capital improvement plan. So I think, we could do a capital improvement plan. There's townships that have already done it, submitted it, then found out, oh, you have to do it public notice. And they will be, it's not a 2-day. And it has to be published in the paper. And in Morgan County, that means you have to have it in the correspondence. At least a week before the date you want to publish, which has to be at least 10 days before the meeting.
What the hell would you do if we didn't have a newspaper?
Well, if you don't have a newspaper, then you would go to, a paper of general circulation within a certain radius of your.
I got my free one in the mail today.
You got what?
That free correspondence.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, come free at the mail today.
Okay.
So they'll answer that question.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And each one told me, and then correspondence was not recognized until this year, right?
It came in to be recognized last fall.
That's all.
Somebody has to recognize the newspaper.
You have to have so many, certain circulars, so many subscribers.
Oh, so free ones can. That's a good deal. That's crazy. Who makes this?
Statute.
Yeah. State legislature.
They have a statute on newspaper.
So,
And
but the capital improvement plan has to be adopted by resolution. 18,
it's 7 PM here.
7 PM here. So we would actually have 3 meetings this year that are, I consider budget meetings. Deal with budget. We could do the capital improvement plan. But without having the budget adopted. Do the plan. If the budget's adopted differently, the plan isn't good. And you're gonna leave money available. Art was with the township fire department meeting. Last night, they weren't, well, they didn't understand this, but, we can regret that. But this is all beyond us pulling these strings. We're just trying to make it where we can keep them going. Because right now, I don't believe Morgantown will go and take anybody else to their territory, nobody else around it, going to the territory.
Yeah, not right now.
About right now. So,
But there's also, you said the district is totally different than the territory.
district. The structure of a district is the same as the territory, except it's harder to split up and it's harder to break out.
Oh.
Isn't that a good summary?
It is, the district favors the county a lot more than the territory. County's probably gonna be pushing this.
It's far from Brent have to. It's that far here, 15,000.
Yeah.
He paid
Yeah,
15 grand
and
first.
personal. It's got a little farm and a little rentals.
Oh,
Well, we go from 5 cents to 31, it's a,
holy of assessed value.
like Eric Gink, I think he went up $764 just for the fire territory.
Well, the $700 was all just the territory, because there's 4 cents in the county. And I know people lumped it in, all my taxes went up this much, and then putting it on the territory. 4 cents in tax increase in the county.
How much of this money, is gonna be taken over by the county goes to pay, you may or may not know, this, you don't have to tell me. You know, how much this money is going to pay, fuel for the helicopters for the governor to fly back to Evansville. Because you won't stay in this freaking mansion in Indianapolis. Do you know that? You have any inside? Okay. Yes.
So, the budget's important, one, funding for next year. And really, the big changes are, other than putting some money in, that will be, complied with the 10 to 20%. Overall, the general budget isn't a increase of more than 3%, except for the 2 line items, fire equipment and fire truck. Everything else in line. The rainy day fund will, it'll put a 0 into the capital improvement. Our intention to have it planned as a revolving amount. We can actually work on next year and get it where it is. The rainy day fund is a revolving amount with the $500. The general fund is not. And I know that's a lot of money in the fire funds, what's putting in there, leaving, but that's what's marked. Don't do that, it will be resolved in 2027.
They can't come after that one, right?
They do not currently come after that fund.
So realistically, if the budget passes next meeting, and we go on to our capital improvements, or the actual, not the pickup truck, but the fire apparatus, will we be able to get one of those and see it in 2026 as a partner, or will it be like 2027?
Darley told me 2 months ago, we can have one in 3 months.
Oh, nothing.
The smaller chassis will really go with the large traffic.
Okay.
The turnaround will be much quicker. We could actually order a truck this year.
Yeah.
We've got Q fund money. We've got rainy day funding, we can stick around with the down payment on it. And pay for most of the truck next year with remaining rainy day fund money and the Q fund money. And get the fire truck purchase more we'll have enough. But, like I said, we had a meeting, you were there, the fire department talked to us, talked about that kind of, right? That's where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want that. But I'm not gonna say, okay, we're buying this. You guys have an opinion too.
Didn't you have a form to show what the fire department has as far as your funds? Didn't you have one of them?
It's been this, what, December 31st of 2024 showed their balance.
Oh, 2024.
Yeah,
They're carrying around.
our carryover,
Right.
Okay.
248,000. And
So, yeah, so they can get their own pickup.
well, one time they had their own pickup. They had it ordered and COVID kicked off, they kicked it out.
Oh, but they've got enough funds to get their own pickup.
And I know,
Okay.
I know you pushed for giving them a $50,000 increase rather than the 40 I had proposed earlier in the year.
I did that?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stick back with the 435 number.
Yeah.
Because we've got, I tried to say this earlier, in 2027, I want to have a good working budget. Or 2026, I want to have a good working budget, 2027. That way, whoever the trustee and the board is coming in 2027 can do another year's budget without having a crisis. I think that's only good stewardship.
I agree.
And keeping, it's a $40,000 increase for them, which is in line with what last year was.
Right.
It covered, I think, enough money to be able to keep yourself funded. Well enough. And not break up.
They stopped down and stuff.
But the,
That's thing.
No, it was 26, 127.
Oh.
We did want 838,000 this year.
the $785,000 request that they come back to do a year, 2-year contract,
Yeah.
it didn't even fund,
And they want 800 and some thousand next year.
Right.
27.
but it's not even funded,
Right.
not even remotely.
So do you think that's a good idea?
I can send that to you.
The pickup truck? So that you wouldn't tie up another truck or apparatus. So the way I was thinking of it is if you got the big truck out on the run, and then you need another run with the pumper, right? Is that what it's called?
Many
The mini pumper,
The mini pumper.
the mini pumper was proposed to take 80% of the current run.
Right.
The big engine run all day.
And at the same time, you could have Swiftwater boat training or
But they got,
Swiftwater boat rescue.
they got a pickup truck.
They do?
Yeah.
What the hell's a pickup?
It's just a brush truck.
Oh, the brush truck.
They,
Okay.
they've got one.
Okay.
At some point in time, yes.
They'll have it.
At some point. We'll just leave that on.
But with their funds, they can get their own pickup.
They need it desperately enough. I would, I budgeted so that is an option for you guys. If you wish to do that, but my recommendation would be, if you're going to briefly do it, is we'll use keep putting money down, please.
At some time, or some point, we might have to talk about selling the older into profit.
Right.
We'll get to going. So
What size of a chassis is the comfort truck that we're looking at? Is it this,
I think they're like a,
it's not on a dually platform?
yeah,
Oh, it is?
yeah.
650.
650.
International,
International.
like 10 and a half, probably.
Other than him.
Okay, so
Yeah, probably 10.
it's about like a long bed dually.
And
Right.
More like a two-ton truck, isn't it? More like a two-ton truck.
It's more like a box and.
so you got like a,
Okay.
you got 350, 450, to 550, and then
So this one will be a 650?
550 or 650. I'd have to look at.
All right, so it can do quick rescue, jaws and play stuff, and
They'd be able to, yes, they'd be,
and be able to pump water.
and pump water. The Darley truck is plus or minus $500,000. Four-wheel drive, which is something we don't have in a Honda right now. Four-wheel drive. That's with cast system. We'll take the cast system off, pay $37,000. Leave the phone system on, which I would buy even without phone system on.
Right.
Whether it has to be caps or not, that can be debated later.
got to check the valve from 1,500 gallons of water. And then it's
Pump 1,500 gallons of vapor water in it and has deck tank, which means that it is like 100%. I'd say recognizable by ISO as a company. And that is key, I think, key in anything to buy here, because it's 100% rateable,
Right.
reflectable on the ISO.
So, one thing at the fire, next to the fire station, 2 nights ago. Did you guys have enough water or did you have to drain off of the,
I think, like, they looked to 5 inches to the hydrant right there at the fire station.
oh, really?
5 inch, they laid 5 inch down the drive. Well, the guy brought the tanker down, took the tanker up, pumped water with the engine. They brought the other engine out.
Yeah.
Laid 5 inch from the hydrant to the tanker, pumped water supply into the tanker relay pump to the engine at the bottom.
Oh.
For 3 hours. I ran it for 3 hours.
Man. That's good. But you guys, if you have to draw off a lake or pond, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 hydrants, there's one right there, and there's one about 2, but.
So my other question is, rumor has it that the new truck backed into some.
It's what we're doing.
Okay, so, do you know about
I
that?
don't know anything about it,
Can you bring us up to speed on the new truck getting
Well,
run into something?
so I need to stop, look at it on the way home.
Yes.
Okay.
They were out doing driver training
You know,
and backed into a pole.
was the person of age?
Yes. They were, I don't know details about driver,
Okay,
but they were out doing driver training.
all right.
And somebody, I believe, on standby. And they didn't even know they did. But
No,
they
that
did,
means,
well, they caught the step, the step, the back up here. They caught the step between the two body sides. So it did not damage the body. They bent the step in the crease. Not bad. I told them to take it off, be really good. We could fix it. So they were gonna call Darlene, see how much more money was gonna go. $1,000, guys. Take it off, we believe straight now. But if you notice, they didn't send us a notification officially. They were supposed to, and. But you were laughing where I was too.
I didn't hear anything about it last week.
How long have it been down? Wow.
I think just after the last week.
Yeah, or like at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, kid cut. Out teaching. Somebody would go.
But is the current contract basically say they gotta be 21 private emergency vehicle?
Leave it does.
Yeah.
I would have. to
I think it
take
did
that.
in our,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna press any further.
That's. No, it is not law.
but I think it's in our contract.
It's in our contract.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of volunteer fire departments in Indiana, and there's a lot of kids in Indiana that are driving when they're 12 and farm.
Yeah.
Yes.
That guy in the military is 18 driving Sherman or tank and stuff.
Yeah, do something or so forth. It's a matter of experience.
Just as long as they, I mean, personally, I don't know who they contacted person, but I just like to find out about the room.
Yeah.
I found out.
Nice, doesn't help.
It probably
I have to,
probably needs to be reiterated then, if they have an obligation, notify the board.
I think that it needs to be good.
Yeah, any
Their attitude for the last week.
township,
You know,
Was the more stuff we put in the contract within the. Live with,
let me crash,
black and white it is.
yeah, crash with the vehicle. Crash with the vehicle. It happens. But just let us know. Yeah. Yep. September 11th at 7 p.m.
September 11th, 7 p.m. here. Are there any questions?
The one thing you've talked about the board trying to adopt a 2-year contract with them. That most of them are very concerned that if we did that, if you didn't get to be trustee again, the next trustee could say, we're not honoring it. I don't know what the rule is on that, that's.
I didn't
think it was.
It's binding upon successors, signs, so.
I think Bart was right, what he told us, said, let us worry about our business, and
The same.
we're asking because we, we knew we could.
Yeah, because that part doesn't make sense, because then that means, the president outgoing to Congress that passes the budget, then we got a new president. Well, no shit, we're gonna have one.
I know, I didn't quite understand it.
Yeah, it didn't
Talk
make
about it,
sense.
but
I was like, yeah.
that's a little over my pay grades.
I will tell you guys, the county budget's a 2% increase, and in the paper. Basically a $1.5 million increase. Read the story. They're taking 1.5 or 3 million out of the highway fund. So it's actually a 4 to 6% increase across the rest of the budget. Imagine that, they're reducing the highway fund for some.
Hey, most of our stuff in our township's been rebuilt the past couple of years.
I had a question as to, okay, so they take that money, how do we guarantee they're gonna spend it in Green Township?
There has to be, we have to adopt a resolution at some point in time before the end of the year over this fund, whether we're projected to give them any money or not. And it has to fall in line with them.
Right.
And nobody's got that done, right? So, not worried about that, I'm worried about the budget and then capital agreement plan.
Yeah.
Because I do not want to lose $400,000 or $500,000 worth of tax money next year by not having a capital agreement plan. Second of all, I don't think that we need to fund the county already. At the cost of
30%.
Okay, I like the motion we adjourn.
A second.
All in favor? 8:07.
That's pretty good.
All in favor?
Thank you all in attendance. We will attach, the minutes, document to the meeting.
You visitors, I need you to sign in sheets for me.
Paying for our misspent youth.
Those chairs are more comfortable than the ones that